Ce soir, je te suis jusqu'à l'infini. Je le savais très bien, mais je ne sais plus rien. Malgré tout ce chaos, nous nous retrouverons bientôt. Ne doute pas de mes mots. Malgré tout ce chaos, nous nous retrouverons.
Hello, my name is Jade, and today I'm going to show you how to create an audio-reactive instancing piece in Touchdesigner. So before we begin, let's take an overview of the structure. On the left side, we see chops. These will handle our movement and instancing logic. And then we see geometry and render, which we will use to build and display. Below the geometry, we have a noise chop, which we will use for our coloring the materials. And on the right side, we will do some post-processing with tops like feedback, transform, and mirror. Alright, let's get started. First, we will have a noise chop. On the channel page, let's use a pattern expansion TXYZ, and by doing that we will have the three channels TX, TY, and TZ inside of our noise. And let's turn on time slice on the command page, and then we will connect to a trial, which will connect a history of positions. And then let's change measure by sample next to the window length and make it 200. Connect this to a null and name this null chop null instance. Now we can try to visualize this by adding a 2. Let's rotate 45 degrees on the y-axis and 30 degrees on the z-axis. And scale the height down to 0.03, so almost like a hoop. You can choose whatever objects you like, but if you want to achieve the same effects as me, feel free to follow. And then connect tube to transform in case we want to rescale it later. And connect to geometry, camera, and light. On the geometry page, let's turn on instancing, and we will use the null instance as our default instance op. This will allow us to use the channel operators TX, TY, and TZ across different parameters. Let's put our TX, TY, and TZ in the translate. By doing so, we could already see our instance being collected. And we want to increase the scale of the position as they move. Insert a mask chop and increase the multiply to 10. After that, we want to rotate the instance to follow the trajectory of their movement, like each instance to rotate based on how it is moving. So we need a new rotation vector. In order to have that, we need to collect a past position for our points. The noise that we had represents our current position, and we want to have a past position. We can add a delay chop. This represents our position at some point in the past. Change this as measure as frames and set it to 1. This means the set-off position represents 1 frame ago. And rename this to past dash star sign. Connects this to a trail. Add a select chop, which will enable us to select our current and past positions. This first select will be T star sign, which means the current position, and past positions for select 2. Connect both to a mask chop. Our rotation vector will be these 2 positions subtracting each other, so set combined chops to subtract. Now add in rename and rename the rotation vector route dash vector xyz. Then add a merge chop and collect the current position and rotation vector position together and connect to a null instance. In the geometry component, under instance 2 and set rotation vectors to autoplane. Now this looks pretty great. Let's add some color to it. Add a noise top, turn off monochrome, set period to 2, harmonics to 0, harmonic spread to 3.6, and harmonic gain to 1.18. Exponent to 0.23, amplitude to 1.09, and offset to 0. In transform, set Tz to ABS times the seconds times 0.35, so the colors are always moving and changing. Connect this to a null and name it color. Add a constant, set it as material for geometry, and drag color null to the color map. Add a render. Right now the color is already very pretty, but that's not enough. Let's add some glow and dreamy feedback. Add a null and connect to a feedback. Level and transform. We can use the level to adjust gamma, opacity, and brightness. On transform, rotate by -200 and then connect it together with null to a comp. And choose screen on the comp operators. You can experiment with any effects you like, really. Drag comp back to feedback and connects it to mirror. This is very important because this is what really brings all the visuals together. Set rotate to 90 degrees and extend to repeat. Turn on Flip X and find the bloom plugin from the Touchdesigner palette and connect mirror to bloom, and finally add a RGB key to give a clean black background. Now the most important thing, go to camera and click viewer active now and play with the camera angle until you find the right position. And there you have it. Now, for even more fun, we can input audio in and make the whole piece audio-reactive. Add an audio file in and find any song you like, connect to audio device out, connects to audio analyze, which you can find in the Touchdesigner palette as well. Turn on low, mid, high, and kick snare. Connects to a select and add these in the channel names. Connect this to a math and set multiply to 0.59 and go to the range page. Set to from range 0.1 to range 0.5 and 0.7. Add a non-reactive, and you can use any parameter to your noise or level or bloom, and that's it. You now have a fully animated audio-reactive instancing-based piece with glowing feedback and custom visuals.